Welcome back to AI Historic Expeditions. In our ongoing series focused on the wives of Henry VIII, we've already recreated the images of Catherine of Aragon, the enigmatic Anne Boleyn, and the gentle Jane Seymour. And today, we bring you a special episode dedicated to Anne of Cleves. But don't forget to tune in for our next episode, where we'll recreate the image of Catherine Howard. Anne of Cleves, also known as Anne of Cleves, was Queen of England for a brief 6 months as the fourth wife of King Henry VIII. She arrived in England on the 27th of December 1539 and married Henry on the 6th of January 1540. However, their marriage was declared unconsummated after 6 months, resulting in Anne not being crowned queen consort. According to French ambassador Charles de Marillac, Anne of Cleves was described as tall and slim, of middling beauty, and a very assured and resolute countenance. Now let's take a closer look at the alleged portrait that misled Henry, a work painted by Hans Holbein in 1539. The intention of this portrait was to give Henry a comprehensive idea of Anne's appearance, with a frontal position allowing for scrutiny of every facial detail. But was it a truthful representation, or did it lean towards flattery? Our first 3 AI recreations based on Hans Holbein's 1539 portrait as envisioned by the renowned artist himself. Take a moment to examine the intricacies and let us know what you think. Let's start with the first AI recreation of the Hans Holbein portrait done in Germany in 1539. Okay, moving on to the second version of the same portrait. What do you think? And version 3 of the first portrait by Holbein. Moving on, let's explore another portrait of Anne, this time painted by Bartholomäus Bruyn, the Elder, in the 1540s. Created after Anne's marriage to Henry in the same year, this portrait showcases a different perspective on her appearance. Will this portrayal align with or deviate from the previous one? Okay, let's start with version 1 of the second portrait. Version 2. Is that the real Anne of Cleves? And version 3 of the second portrait. Lastly, we have a portrait of Anne of Cleves by none other than Hans Holbein, this time painted after her annulment from Henry. This portrait reflects the changes Anne experienced following the dissolution of her marriage. How does this depiction differ from the others? Here's our 3 AI recreation of Hans Holbein's post-annulment portrait. Starting with the first version of the annulment portrait by Holbein. Moving on to the second version. And finally, the last version 3 of the second portrait by Holbein. Now that we've unveiled all 9 AI recreations, it's time for you to cast your vote. In the comments section below, tell us which AI recreation you believe best represents Anne of Cleves. Was the first portrait by Hans Holbein too flattering and deceiving? We value your insights and look forward to your contributions.